Maria and Jack Rose. How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. One, we are gonna have a mic very soon, so all this extra outside noise, that shit's about to be dead. That's one. Two, we had a big thing happen in court today. I just want everybody to know we had a big situation that happened in court. The defense asked for a mistrial. Now, before anybody else go any further, Esquire was not in court today. I just eaten that shit. Esquire was not in court today. His other counsel was there, Bayonne, who's doing a good job, by the way. I haven't had the opportunity to speak on him because he hasn't done much. But basically, a couple of things happened in court today, and I don't know how to explain this to you, but well, obviously I'm going to know how to explain this to you. The defense asked for a mistrial. Now, let me explain to you why the defense asked for a mistrial. The defense asked for a mistrial because, and we're going to go into depth in this later on tonight during the Tonight Show, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of a precursor, obviously, a preview, a prologue. So basically, what happened was, just so we could be clear, one of the jurors had a conversation about the trial, kind of, outside of court. A juror heard them talking about it with another juror and alerted the judge. I'm going to say this again. One of the jurors had a conversation about, I'm going to explain it to you in depth tonight, but right now, I'm just going to give you basically the makings of it. One of the jurors had a conversation about the trial, or about an aspect of the trial, however you want to put it. I'll go in depth later on tonight. We got 65 people in here already. Please hit that like button so we can get as many people in here as possible. I kick people who call me a liar, so you out of here. One of the jurors had a conversation outside of the court about court proceedings, about something that happened in court. The defense attorney asked for a mistrial. The defense attorney asked for a mistrial. There is no mistrial. So I'm just kicking them. Why am I gonna go back and forth? It's literally it's on the record. So in the future, after all of this is over, people are gonna be able to go and look at it themselves. Hold on. So I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna go in depth tonight. I'm not going in depth right now, so you're not gonna be able to get the whole full grasp of it. We just don't have enough time. But one of the lawyers, one of the jurors, what they decided to do was they had a dinner with a lawyer friend of theirs, and they asked the lawyer friend basically a question that goes around the definition of something that applies to this trial. Now, I want to be clear on you with this. Judge Clott has explained it more than once. I've explained it to you guys. After hearing Judge Clott explain it, he was extremely accurate. His explanation was appropriate. It was more than appropriate. Also, just so we could be clear, at any time, if the jurors are not sure of anything, they're only supposed to ask one person, and that's the judge. That's the only person who is supposed to be asked about the trial, just so we can be clear. Only the judge. This particular individual, they went and asked the question to somebody who was not the judge, just so we can be clear. They brought all the jurors in. I'm going to break that down later tonight. They questioned all the jurors on the specific thing. I'm going to break that down later tonight. And I'm going to be honest with you, just so I can be clear. I personally don't think it's grounds for a mistrial. Y'all know I do not give my own opinions. I personally don't give grounds. I personally don't give my own opinions, but I do not myself think that this is grounds for a mistrial. So I don't think if Esquire was there today that anything would have happened differently. I do believe that Bayonne and his conduct or the way he addressed the court, and the way that he addressed the court was appropriate. Obviously, different lawyers would have attacked it differently, but I personally, I do not give my opinions, but I personally do not think that it was grounds for a mistrial. I think, I'm just going to be quiet. We're going to see what happens. So I'll tell you, basically, one of the jurors was talking to another juror and told that juror, listen, one of the jurors was talking to another juror and told that juror that they had went out with a lawyer friend the previous night, and while they was out with their lawyer friend the previous night, they asked them a question that had to deal with the orders from the judge, just so we could be clear. They didn't say that they asked them anything that is, at least what was spoken about and spoken about in court. It wasn't anything that directly had to do with this case specifically. It had to deal with intent, basically. What is the legal definition of intent? Now, Judge Clott made it clear if any of his orders that he gave to them is not clear to them, if they do not understand it, he is the only one that should be asked, just so we can be clear. I'm not going to tell you the juror. If the juror is removed, I guess I would tell you the juror. We'll know then. I mean, it's on the record. I can literally tell you the juror, just so we can be clear. I'll decide tonight whether I'm going to tell you which juror it is or isn't. But I am going to tell you something that I found extremely interesting. And that was, they brought all the jurors out and they had all the jurors interact with the courtroom independently from the other jurors, right? So they brought the jurors out one by one. And I can't stress this enough. You guys that always want black people on the stand or in the jury when you are on trial, that's why y'all go to jail all the time, I promise. I promise that's why y'all stay in jail. Because you probably telling your lawyer to make sure that you get as many black people in the jury as possible, when in reality you want free thinkers. That's who you want on your jury. You want free thinkers. You don't want people that's going to follow the crowd. You want people to have their own opinion. You want to have people to have their own intellect. You don't want to have somebody that's just because they're your same race. You don't want to have somebody just because they're in the same age group as you. That's not what you want. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. But the way that I saw the jurors interacting with the court officers, the defense team, the prosecution, and the judge, you can literally tell which way people are swaying. Literally. Some people have no ability to hold in their personal feelings when discussing topics. So I say all that to say this. Once again, all of you people that feel like if you get on trial, you want to have peers. Is the peers up there? Is there peers? Please get all you people specifically, if you're black, get all of the black people on the stand. Going straight to jail. I'm just telling you, fam. So I was there, I was paying attention, and from my personal opinion, I'm going to say this again. You need to have free thinkers on your jury. You need to have people who could think for themselves, people who come to their own decisions, those type of people. Yeah, I know I'm black. So that means that just because I'm black, if a black person does something that's not right, I'm supposed to still clap for them? Is that what you're saying? You're saying just because I'm black, if a black person does something that they're not supposed to do, that I'm supposed to encourage it? Because I'm not going to do that. God first. I'm a child of God before I'm anything. Copy? Before I'm anything, I'm a child of God. If you don't want to conduct yourself that way, you don't have to. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to tell nobody no reactions or nothing. I'm going to save all of this for after the verdict. I'm saving everything for after the verdict. Fox 5 says you definitely not getting your peers in the Manhattan court. So pick wisely. Nah. They always trying to race bait me and get me to say something negative. And they always trying to race bait me and get me to say something negative about somebody. I'm not going to say something about somebody dependent on a race. I'm busy trying to explain to y'all that we need to stick together and that we don't do that enough. If you don't understand that, then it is what it is. And part of sticking together means not committing crimes against one another, just so we can be clear. That's part of sticking together. We can't be saying that we sticking together if we out here committing crimes against one another. So first and foremost, shout out to the Most High, God first. Second, we have to figure out how to have self-love. And self-love means loving your brother, loving your sister. Self-love don't just mean loving yourself. That's called conceit. You understand? That's called conceit. So for all of the people that think that I don't like black people because I speak on black people, you want me to speak on white people? White people should be speaking on white people. I'm going to speak on matters and situations. You got enough white people out here checking white people. Why do I got to check white people? I should be checking us. What are you talking about? I shouldn't be checking the Latino race. The Latino race should be checking themselves. What you talking about over here? You trying to get into a race war. I don't have time for a race war. The only war I'm against is Satan. Period. I'm against Satan. Y'all could be against whatever you want to be against. You could be against that person, that person, that person. That's between you and God. That don't got nothing to do with me. Problematics is facts. Wanting what you want for yourself, for others, but not everyone shares that same view. That's a fact. Yeah, so whatever time y'all on, be on that time. But you supposed to take care of your own home first. That's a fact. In any regard. I can't say anything different would have happened in court if Esquire was there. I don't know what to tell you. But this specific juror went out with a lawyer friend and discussed aspects of the case that they were not supposed to. Shout out to June McClain. Says your coverage of the Treyway case will always be legendary. Come on, man. I put that working on every case we cover. It's a fact. Don't let nobody lie to you.
Yeah, Walker and Broadway.
They're so cute, they're puppy. In that water bowl, playing around. The other one's like, get out.
Don't nobody do this but us. Nobody else does this. We're the only people that do this. Don't nobody else even know how to do this. I'm not going to say whether it was a female or a male. It was a juror. I'm not sure entirely how much I'm going to go into it. That's why I'm going to wait till tonight to really discuss it. I'm not entirely sure about how much I want to go into it. Just so we got 195 people in here, man. Get them likes up. The jury actually wants to know a lot of interesting things that shows me that they're actually in there having real discussions. So the jury is having real discussions. Like, they're not just BSing. They're having real discussions. You understand? So whatever happens, it's going to be with a lot of thought. It's not going to be a knee-jerk reaction. Whatever they do, whatever decision they make, isn't going to be a knee-jerk reaction. They're in there having real discussions, and I can tell because of the questions that's coming back out from the jury. And this is one of the main reasons why I tell y'all, I'm not trying to argue with nobody over social media. I don't care. I'm not trying to get the come up because I'm trying to show somebody I'm tough. I don't care about none of that. All I care about is doing the thing that I love and loving the thing that I do. That's it. When you love the thing that you do and you're doing the thing you love, you're going to be good at it. That's my concern. They're gonna keep coming back until they actually reach a verdict. I wouldn't expect for them to reach. Oh, because tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, I expect them to be there on Friday. That's a fact. I expect them to be there on Friday. This is crazy. Just looking at me, and you think I'm scoping his wife out. I'm not though. What the fuck, fam? In any regard, Monday, I wouldn't expect a verdict to be back maybe midweek next week, midweek maybe at the soonest. Yeah, midweek next week at the soonest. Also, for everybody that missed, shout out to Tiandre with the dub drop. He says sticking to it. Salute. So just so we want to be clear, I am going to be making short form videos on this. I'm going to be dropping it from the videos that we already have. I'm going to be cutting those up. Expect that around the 27th of this month. And then after that, shout out to Mr. 444, Mr. Reggie Jackson over there. Then after this and after that, sometimes after this month, hopefully, I think before the middle of the summer, we should start dropping some documentary form on here. Any regard merch? You think I need to drop that? In any regard. All right, so I'm not arguing any of what anybody had a right to do or nothing like that. I'm just here to tell you what's happening in court. I'm not here to tell you none of that other stuff. We got 229 people in here. Could y'all hit that like button, please? Send out some notifications. Once again, the jury is asking a lot of what I consider to be relevant questions. They're having the judge come back with them with relevant information. It seems like I think I could pretty much tell what they might be stuck on. But you know, I'm not gonna lean one way or the other. It is what it is. But I think I can kind of tell what they're pretty much stuck on. There is a thing that they seem to be stuck on. And obviously, I know right now it's about the intent thing. Once again, he's being charged with murder in the second, and if they find him not guilty of murder in the second, then they get to vote on manslaughter in the second degree. And as far as the Troy Ave situation will happen with Troy Ave, he's that's, hold on, let me just tell you real quick. As far as with Troy Ave, that's attempted murder in the second degree. And I'm pretty sure they got an attempt manslaughter down there also. I gotta look through, I might have it in my other book. I'm gonna say something. I think that so far on this juror, whatever, misconduct or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't even know what the actual term for it is. I would assume it's juror misconduct, but that's a reason for to have the juror removed. I don't think it's enough for a mistrial. Like whatever dude did, I don't think it's enough for a mistrial. So for anybody that's like, it's gonna be a mistrial, I don't think it's enough for a mistrial. But I'm not an actual lawyer. Yes, I know a lot about the law. Yes, I've been accurate about a lot of shit in a lot of different cases. I've literally been telling y'all the future for the last 5 or 6 years, but I'm not an actual lawyer. But I do not think that it's grounds for a mistrial. I 100% believe that it's grounds to quite possibly have that lawyer, that juror removed, though. And the problem is, you have the juror removed, but you don't know if that's a juror that was on your side or on the other guy's side. He just did some weirdo shit. You don't know whose side he on. You might have a juror removed who is sympathetic to your client. So, you know, so for anybody that's like, have him removed, like, you don't know if you want to have him removed. He might be sympathetic to your client. He might be one of the few people that might, because of his position, might make a hung jury or whatever the case might be. Will be able to argue other people back from the brink. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to be systematic with these things. You can't just, somebody did a thing and then jump out the window. Shout out to Mike Jones. Yeah, is that the super producer? Anyway, shout out to New Lane Entertainment. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to New Lane Entertainment. Salute. Doing big things. No, they didn't tell the court exactly who they spoke with, but it was a friend. Apparently, the guy has a lawyer friend, and they were just out having dinner together or hanging out or whatever the case was. That's all it was. And he asked about a specific thing. He asked about a specific thing. At least that's what he told the jury. That's what he told the court, pardon me. And I got a little bit of the stuff that was happening. We're going to discuss it later tonight. We got 262 people in here, man. Hit that like button. So I actually got to get out of here because court's about to start back up. I want to say this before I go. I don't have any, the court officers, the police in the court, they've just been absolutely incredible. I haven't, no courtroom that I've been working in, I've had any of the police have been bad. We don't all see eye to eye, but you know, so what? No police officers have been bad in none of the courtrooms that I've worked in. I just want to be clear on this. I don't want nobody, because I'm not one of those people that want to have beef or problem with anybody. We're not on that type of time. If I think that I can't get along with you, I will literally just avoid you. That's it. I don't really care. So if I feel like there's a problem between me and you, I'm just gonna avoid you. I have a sense of my own value. So since I have a sense of my own value, I believe that I bring value everywhere I'm at. So if me and you can't get along, I'm just gonna take my value somewhere else. That's it. It's just that simple. I don't got time to argue with nobody. I'm not doing that. I'm not on that type of time. Anyway, they're all gonna have some stuff going with the jury as soon as we get back. So let me get back to the courtroom. I love you guys. Please have a great day. Remember, pay it forward. Go out there, expect positive things to happen to you, and actively do positive things in the world. Be that change that you want to see the world. Wherever the changes you want to see in the world, be that change. With that being said, I love y'all. I'm out.